Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR HALACHA. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for June 24th, 21st day of Sivan. Here we go. We have been in the topic of never shaming food, never treating food disrespectfully. And our last halacha was about not throwing food. And now we come to the interesting question as to why at the Aufruf of a chassan, or at a bar mitzvah, where it's sometimes done also, people will take food and put it inside of a bag and throw it. You've all seen this. Here we've been saying that you're supposed to honor food. You're never supposed to degrade food. You're never supposed to shame it, and you're not supposed to throw food. And yet it's a minhag Yisrael, a custom of just about all Jewish people, to throw food at an aufruf at the chassan. So there are some reasons why people say that it might be okay in that situation. One of them is because the parts of food that are being thrown are smaller than a kazayas, smaller than the size of an olive. You may remember that we have been saying that when the food is smaller than an olive, then one has a reason to be lenient. Another reason sometimes given is that the food, of course, is inside of bags. And when it's in bags, we're mostly worried about the food getting ruined, and most often the food won't get ruined, and it will not go to waste. You all know that it is scooped up off the ground by the young children who are there, and they promptly eat the food or save it till they eat it later. So the food is not really being shamed in the sense that it's going to waste. Other problems in the matter is that occasionally little pieces of cookie or wafer are put into the bags. And we had told you earlier, a day or two ago, that bread goes high and above this situation, and bread is never supposed to be thrown. And pas haba bekisnin, that's basically translates as pocket bread, but the cake that we eat today could be in the category of pas haba bekisnin, is treated like bread and is honored like bread, and here we are throwing bread. So the reasons given are still because it's not going to waste, it's inside of bags, it is protected, it's smaller than the size of an olive, and it's not being shamed to the point that it'll be not eaten because the children will scoop it up quickly and soon afterwards eat it, and it's not going to waste. So nobody comes right out, none of the rabbis come right out and say that it shouldn't be done. They all figure out ways to say, well, it's not quite the usual shame that we talk about when talking about not shaming food, and so it is a custom that continues in Klal Yisrael. And in the book where I'm getting these laws from, he does, though, point out that those of you who like to throw it right at the chassan, that's not really appropriate either. It should be thrown in his direction, lands around him in a sign of happiness, but to throw it right at him would not be appropriate. And of course, the rabbis urge that the people, while doing this, should try to respect, of course, the dignity of the shul and make sure that things in the shul do not become too wild and shameful to the presence of the holy Torahs that are very nearby, and of course the presence of the Shekhinah, of God's presence, that is inside of the shul. The custom continues, the rabbis allow it, but in general, we don't throw food. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.